Hello and welcome to the Premier League show here on Back of the Net. My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
And it's called View from the South because we've got a South Coast perspective, but also many media pundits predicted us to be at the south of the table, looking up for most of it. At the moment though, Tom, we're about 14th, so it's not too bad so far.
No, it's probably better than I expected with the fixtures, and we're north of a few teams, aren't we? One of them being Liverpool, so you can't argue too much. So yeah, we're still just at the south of the table, but no, we would have taken the start with that.
We really appreciate all the influx of subscribers recently, including loads of Arsenal fans who've appreciated our coverage on your side. And look, yes, we did get thrashed, hammered. What do you call a 3-0?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Comfortably dispatched of.
Comfortably dispatched, beautiful. But we gained many Arsenal subscribers and we have to provide a fair analysis. So yeah, welcome to the channel. And look, we're going to be doing this every week. So if you're an Arsenal fan, you're a Cherries fan, or you've just come across this video, you're a supporter of a Football League club or even a Premier League club, there's a little button you can press. In fact, there's a few you can click.
There's a few. Click that like button because that gets out to more people. Click the bell while you're there because you're thinking, oh, when was that Premier League show? It'll tell you. And then while you're there, click the big fat red subscribe button. We really appreciate it.
On this show, we do 45 seconds on every match this match week. We also talk about Tom's team of the week, his hero of the week, a stinker of the week, a gaffer of the week. Plus, we go on to talk about a little bit of FPL, plus a brief look at the fixtures for the next match week. Right, should we get into it, Tom?
Let's do it.
So, Tom, it all started at the weekend at White Hart Lane. Spurs managing to scrape past Wolves.
Yeah, it was probably they look at it as a professional job. I thought Wolves done okay actually, and probably feel like they could have nicked something out of the game. But at the moment, Conte, we saw it the week before at Stamford Bridge. They're grinding out points, and this time 3 points. Harry Kane, as always, steps up when needed. So yeah, they're not looking unbelievable at the moment, but they're getting the results. They're getting the job done. So it was a big win for them and another clean sheet as well. So that was key for Tottenham, and I think at the moment they're just ticking along nicely without being spectacular. So yeah, big win for them, and main man Harry Kane as usual, mate.
And Wolverhampton, a team to watch. Bournemouth forgotten soon. We better watch out, eh?
Definitely, mate. Yeah, not too bad from them. They were probably unfortunate, as I say.
Brilliant stuff. Okay, next on to Selhurst Park. Look, Ollie Watkins gave Villa the lead there before the home side reasserted their dominance. 3-1 and more pressure on Stevie G, maybe?
Yeah, I would say so. It's just not happening for them at the moment. You look on paper and you think they've got a bloody good squad, but they're struggling to get people like Coutinho, Buendia working together. Diego Carlos out at the moment at the back. That's been a big blow for them. So wouldn't shock me if they do a bit of business at the end of the window. But equally for Palace, I think they've started the season really tough fixtures, and first winnable one really on paper, and they've went and done it really well. Thought a few of them looked good, and Vieira's ticking along nicely, mate. I think he's going under the radar a little bit. Very good manager, and I think Palace could have a top half finish this season actually. Brilliant
stuff. So that was 3-1. Next then on to Goodison, and look, Forest took the lead through Brennan Johnson. Everton, they equalised late on in a goal that reminds me of an AFC Bournemouth one of yesteryear that Junior Stanislas scored against Burnley, by the way. Talk about that another day though, eh? But Forest, are they starting to gel?
They've probably started quicker than they expected with a win last week and then getting a decent point here. I think it remains to be seen. A lot of new players, and they've probably had some more knowing them. I think it was a weird game. It's probably a game where Forest go pick up points on the road at the early part of the season's good, and Everton think we need to stop the rut. We need to stop it. We need to just get any point we can. They're really struggling. So yeah, probably a fair result, and a result that both of them would probably take.
Yeah, superb. So yeah, 1-1 at Goodison Park there. Next, it was on to Craven Cottage in a mouth-watering game. Had action nearly everywhere. Fulham 2-0 up. Brentford pulling it back to 2-2. Disallowed goals, last-minute winners. That's the kind of game we want to see. It was first on match of the day. That's how good it was.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have predicted that.
No.
But good game. Brentford will start the season well, so that's a big win for Fulham. I think both teams are expected to be in amongst it at the bottom, but both teams have actually started quite well, I think. I think they're both playing good football. Some good additions from both. So, yeah, big win for Fulham, that. Mitrovic coming up again. He's looking like he's going to make the step up this season, potentially. But I think Brentford look all right as well. It was, like I say, it was a good game, mate, but really, really big win for Fulham, that.
Yeah, absolutely. Elsewhere, then, we also had a 2-1 away win for Saints. Leicester, they've surprised me at how poorly they've started the season. Has it been a surprise to you or not really, given their activity?
Yeah, a little bit, but as you say, because they've lost players and not brought anyone in, you think, oh, that's not going to be good for them. You almost want to play Leicester now in case they do something in the window. I mean, they might lose a few more, but still they went the goal ahead, and a big win for Southampton on the road. To go to Leicester and win is still a really big win. Che Adams coming off the bench and getting a brace for him. So, yeah, I think both teams you were thinking don't look great at the moment, so that's a really big win on the road for Southampton. Leicester, worrying times at the moment for them. Surprising.
And what's the aim for Saints? What's the aim? Whatever is the aim, just to survive. It's certainly not to get up there. Who knows? Who knows? Saints fans, let us know. We've got to talk about what happened to Dean Court, haven't we? Arsenal dispatched of Bournemouth fairly comfortably. Talk me through it, Tom. Arsenal were a class apart. Bournemouth not really at the races. Improvement in the second half, but still not enough.
Yeah, I think it kind of went as we expected. Really, we didn't have enough, but best Arsenal team I've seen come to our place in recent times. I thought they looked really good, and I think I said when I spoke to some Arsenal fans that biggest compliment I could pay them is there was no real difference to the week before for us, which was away at Man City. So yeah, really good side. Odegaard, making things happen, and yeah, they look really good, and they look a lot more solid now. They're not a soft touch anymore, and yeah, we turned up, tried our best, but just didn't lay a glove on them really. So it was a fair result.
And Leeds give Chelsea the blues. They certainly did. Wow, 3-0. What performance. Chelsea weren't great, were they? But Leeds is a bit of a cauldron there sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, at Ellen Road's always going to be a tough place to go. But I think Leeds deserve massive credit here. It'll all be about Chelsea, but Leeds deserve credit. I mean, they've started the season really well. And yeah, I mean, you look at their team and think, oh, without Bamford and that, is there enough goals? But there seems to be. They're looking good. And Chelsea, I'm not really sure what's happening. One week they look brilliant, then they look awful. Then they're signing someone you've never heard of. I don't know what they're doing. Don't really know what the plan is. They're playing footy manager at the moment. But yeah, big start from Leeds. Big win. And yeah, they look annoyingly good at the moment. That was a little bit of Bournemouth bias just slipped in there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I should have left that at the door. I apologise.
Yeah, you shouldn't let that happen on this show. Right then, also at the London Stadium, Brighton rocked 2-0, the battle of the British managers, and it was the Englishman that came out on top in a very assured performance from the Seagulls.
Another team similar to Leeds really that have started really well. I think there'll be ones that will be thinking, they can get a top half finish as well. They look really good. I think I said it on the previous show. They've lost some key players, but Graham Potter, they're so well coached that whoever comes in, they just play the same way, and they're a really good side. And West Ham, I don't think they need to panic just yet. I know they haven't scored and all this stuff, but they should have got something against Forest. Brighton are a bloody good side. They'll pick up points. I think West Ham will be okay, but not been a great start from them. And yeah, as I say, Brighton going really well.
And that was the first part of Super Sunday. Well, that was one of the games on the Sunday. There were three. This was the third. 3-3. Wow.
Yeah, what a cracker. I mean, didn't surprise me. We obviously know what Eddie's like, that they would go for it. He's not going to make them sit back, but I didn't expect them to cause City so many problems. A weird one, because you think, what a result for Newcastle. They're 3-1 up. That's just City, innit? They just turn it on. But
there was a possession stat at one stage that Newcastle had 96% of the ball in the last 5 minutes or something. It's like, wow.
St. Maximin was causing them all sorts of problems, and good to see Callum score, obviously, from a ball perspective. But yeah, City still show class as well. And I think it's a weird one, but I think the top teams will go to Newcastle, get a point. That's not bad. And that's what Eddie's created there and what the signings have. And yeah, they look really good. It was a really, really good game and some really good moments. It had everything. It nearly had a sending off, got rescinded. Oh. So yeah, cracking game, mate.
And then Old Trafford, this was one I didn't expect. We predicted that Liverpool would perhaps
I think it was 6-0,
restart their campaign, but Man United were on it.
Credit to Man U, because I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out for them, because they're not going to have many games like that where they can let the opposition have the ball and just counter-attack. There's going to be games like they've seen at the start of the season where they're expected to break teams down, and that's where they struggle. But fair play to Ten Hag and United. They looked at the game individually and went, this is our best way of winning. And Liverpool have shown vulnerabilities defensively at the moment, especially on that right-hand side with Trent. He's getting caught out. Van Dijk doesn't look right. They're missing Mane. And yeah, it's a really weird one at the moment. You look at that midfield with a few injuries, they don't look the same. I think they'll be okay. I think they'll go and string 6-7 wins together on the bounce. It wouldn't shock me. Hopefully it doesn't start this weekend. But yeah, credit to Man U, they look really good, mate.
And of course, I don't know what that means for Bournemouth, because Bournemouth have got them next as well. So have we got a chance, or is Klopp going to send a rocket up? And we'll leave that till one of our preview shows later in the week, I'm absolutely certain. Right then, Tom, do you fancy clicking your fingers and I'll do a bit of magic for you?
Oh, go on then.
Hello, there's the pitch, and this means it's time for Tom's Premier League Team of the Week. And this is an interesting one because there were a lot of brilliant individual performers this week. I don't know what he's going to do keeper-wise, though. Let's start. We're going to do 4-4-2, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go with 4-4-2. As I say, don't be so, oh no, they play right centre back. Oh, just calm down. I think, looking at the team I want to put out, 4-4-2 looks good.
Okay.
But yeah, starting goal, it was a difficult one because there wasn't like a standout. Sometimes there's a week where a goalkeeper just has a blinder. I nearly went Emi Martinez because he saved a penalty, but they let him free, so I can't really do it. So I'm going to go for Meslier in goal for Leeds. He kept a clean sheet against Chelsea. I think they won 3-0, so a lot of people are going to talk about the attacking side of it. But keep a clean sheet against Chelsea, I think he deserves a lot of credit, so he's going in goal for me.
Okay, who's across the back for you then, mate?
So right back, we're going to start at right full back. I think that's pretty easy. Kieran Trippier.
Oh, you know what? I've got to tell you a little story about him. I'll leave that till later on in the show. But what a free kick it was. He scored quite a few like that, actually.
I know. It never looked like. I thought, he could have a go from it, but it's a difficult one. What a free kick. He would have struggled to get in if he got that sended off, but it got rescinded, fortunately, to a yellow. But yeah, he was brilliant again for Newcastle, and what a free kick, what a moment. It brought back memories of England, mate. It really did.
Not the only defender to score a wonder goal this weekend, though, eh?
Yeah, one was unfortunately against us, wasn't it? William Saliba at Arsenal.
Baller.
I mean, he was unbelievable. Take the goal away. He was brilliant. He's stopped them from being that soft touch. I think he looks like a real rock at the back, but he scored an absolute screamer as well. And the Arsenal fans were chanting his song.
Yeah,
it's been in my head ever since.
Annoying.
But he has to go in, mate.
All right, who else?
Lewis Dunk, I'm going to go next to him for Brighton. Brighton have started the season well. Another clean sheet on the road at West Ham, not easy to do. I just think he's marshalling that defence really well. They've lost Cucurella, the left back. They've lost Bissouma, that shield in front. And I think Dunk goes under the radar a lot. I think he's a really good centre half, so I'm going to put him in there, mate.
I tell you what, I mean, how much would he go for if he was...
Oh, I don't know, because he's not young, is he?
Nah.
But I just think he's one of them defenders, just goes about his business really well.
Yeah, so experienced. Right then, who we have on the left side?
I'm going to go for Malacia, I think it's pronounced, at Man United. I thought he was brilliant, as Man United were, but big call from Ten Hag to leave Shaw out, big game of chuck Malacia in, and I thought he was brilliant. He was really tenacious, looked like a really good fullback, and I thought, this is the first time I've probably seen him, and I thought, he looks a player. He looks ready for United, so they can build from that. So yeah, Luke Shaw's going to struggle to get back in the team. Probably not a great thing for England, but for Man United, I thought he was really good.
And if Ten Hag's that man manager that can help develop players' careers just by putting an arm around their shoulder, then he's a prospect. He really is. Right, across the midfield, then we've got 4. Do you want to do it from right to left again, then, mate?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll go with another Man United player. So we'll go with Jadon Sancho on that right wing.
Great feet.
Great feet, great goal, and I think it's a lot of Man United players play well, but obviously I mentioned Malacia there, but. When you're playing like that, you start the game well against Liverpool, you've got to get that first goal because they can hurt you at the other end, and I think Sancho took that so well, and that was a big moment in the game, and big moment for him as well. He's got a big price tag on him, but now I think he's going to get the minutes, and it could be a big season for him, I think, and system suited him, and I thought he was really good.
Do you think his goal was made easy for him, mate?
Yeah, it was a bit weird. I don't know if Van Dijk got arrested for being a bit of a fraud, actually, just before that. No, he's had a weird start of the season, but yeah, Sancho, to be fair, he sold them all, didn't he? Really good finish.
I don't want to bring up Bournemouth too much, but I feel as I'm going to have to with the next player.
Yeah, I've got to put Martin Odegaard in, mate. I've got to put him in. He scored 2 goals, the first 2 goals of the game, and he orchestrated everything, didn't he, in that pocket, kind of in front of the other 2 in midfield.
He's captain this season for Arsenal, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, people look at it and think, he doesn't look like a captain. He's captain for Norway, so he's obviously got that experience, and I think he leads by example on the pitch. He does everything really well. A lot of the other players get the kind of the plaudits a lot of the time and the praise, but he's a really good player, seeing him up close and personal, and yeah, 2 really good finishes from him, so he's got to go in.
Who's next?
I'm going to go for Palhinha at Fulham. I think big win for Fulham, and I think one of their players deserves to get in. And I think he's really orchestrating that midfield, similar to Odegaard. He's come in, and you think he's really at the ground running. Never played in the Premier League before, and yeah, I think he's a really good addition from Fulham. I think he's just coming in, keeps it ticking nicely. Really good signing for them. So I think Fulham have got a bit of a player there.
Okay, there's one more spot to fill. Who's it going to be?
Jack Harrison at Leeds, got to go in. I think he started the season brilliantly. I mean, they've lost Rafinha on that other side, but he's so high and wide for him. He gives them a really good option. He's having a really good start of the season. He was up against Reece James as well. Yeah, it's really hard to keep him quiet from an offensive point of view, but also get at him. And Jack Harrison started the season really well, so he's going in on the left.
Okay then, and we got 2 up top.
Got to go for a Southampton man, mate. Take my Bournemouth bias, put it at the door. Che Adams got to go in.
I like the fact that he's another one of these players. Have to say the first.
Got to say Che. Yeah, you can't just say Adams. Everyone will go, oh, who's that? But yeah, Che Adams. I mean, I think he literally come off the subs bench, 1-0 down, and he scored a brace. I mean, you've got to get in the team of the week for that.
That's a great volley that he put in from James Ward-Prowse's cross, wasn't it?
Yeah, typical Ward-Prowse ball in the box. But yeah, I think you look at Southampton sometimes. I think where the goal's going to come from. So they need people like your Che Adams to pitch in with a few. So that was a big double for him and a big win for Southampton.
Are you going to cry in a minute?
I might do, mate, because I'm going to have to put Wilfred Zaha in the team.
I don't think he did well though, didn't he?
Yeah, he's class act. I mean, we saw not even a week before, but against Liverpool that he can cause problems. But yeah, again, he's kind of playing, I think he's one to watch because he can play off the wide area, but he can also do it through the middle, which is what I'm putting him up top here. But yeah, he's a player. I think a lot of people are going to come onto FPL. A lot of people are looking at putting him in their teams because he's looking sharp this season, and I think Vieira's getting the best out of him. So yeah, Zaha goes in up top with Che Adams for me.
Brilliant. Okay, so that's Tom's team of the week there. Let me know if there are any other players that you feel should be in there. There could be some conjecture. Let us know. Right, we're going to go through the hero of the week, the gaffer of the week, and any stinkers that we may have. Let's go with the hero then to start off with. Tom, are you going for?
Yeah, well, we're going to do a shout out for a gaffer in a minute, but the hero still has to be a manager for me.
Okay.
And I think he's been up for the stinker award in our first two. So what a turnaround for Erik Ten Hag. But how can you not? How can you not give it to Erik Ten Hag? I mean, as I said, you saw against Brentford, you think, oh, they're playing from the back. What are they doing? They went long nearly every time. Yeah. None of the defenders. He dropped his captain, Aaron Maguire. He dropped Luke Shaw, as we mentioned earlier, put Malacia in. He played with a pacey front three, left Ronaldo out. Made some big statements in that 11, and I thought they just got it spot on. And, happy to give him some. I think he's deserved the criticism of Man U as a whole in the first two, but he deserves credit, mate. He's got to be the hero, hasn't he?
Do you think fans, Gary Neville, media pundits are peaking a bit too early with this jubilance? Because it is a project that needs a bit of time. Obviously, it's one win.
Oh yeah,
it's one win.
They're going to go like that all season, in my opinion. And it sounds really weird because they play Liverpool, but was it the perfect game? One, fans going to be up for it. It's a bit of a massive rivalry, and also, as I kind of briefly mentioned earlier, Liverpool going to go at you. You could just go right. Actually, forget all this player from the back that's caused us pressure. Soak it up, hit them on the break with pace. They're not going to do that. I think their next game's away at Southampton. I think that's going to be a tough game for them.
Yeah.
It's a weird one, but I think there's going to be bumps along the road. They're going to be up and down all season. But on that game, mate, it was massive.
He was your hero then. Did you have any shout-outs for people that could have been involved?
Yeah, I think another gaffer, Jesse Marsh. I mean, Chelsea, we just saw batter Tottenham and don't know how they didn't win. I mean, they've murdered them and they've lost Rafinha, they've lost Calvin Phillips, and everyone was. I think he might have been the favourite to be the first manager to get sacked. Yeah. He won't be now. No. And I was one that thought, I don't know if it's that arrogance from people going, oh, he's American, he's going to come in. What does he know? Really, really good. So he deserves a shout out. And obviously, like with the team of the week, I think Che Adams deserves a shout out for his brace and that win for Southampton. So yeah, a few shout outs in there, but I've got to give it to Erik Ten Hag.
Okay. And a stinker. Any stinkers there?
Yeah, stinker of the week. A player I'll give a shout out stinker to is Koulibaly. I think he got in our team of the week last week.
Yeah, he did.
He scored a worldie. It's football, isn't it? He scores a worldie, plays really well against Tottenham, gets sent off the week after, and has an absolute shocker against Leeds. So I think that's where Chelsea are at the moment. But my stinker is going to be a manager. It's got to be Jurgen Klopp. It's got to be Jurgen Klopp.
Haven't seen any of the post-match interviews from yesterday, but was he moaning about it?
A little bit, but not too much. I think he knows they weren't good, but he's got to kind of front it a little bit and be like, it's just another game. We'll get there. But they've got injuries, but centre midfield of Milner, Henderson, and Harvey Elliott, and you think, God, that's not looking great. And then I just don't really know what they're doing at the moment. I think they missed Núñez, who's probably going to offer them something different, but they're looking poor without Mane and they haven't got it right at the moment, so I'm sure they'll sort it out probably at the weekend. But we've got to be, we get a lot of credit, mate. But they've just lost to a Man U side that look in crisis. So Jurgen Klopp's in the stinker, mate.
Jurgen Klopp, it is then. Right, can we talk FPL?
Oh yeah.
All right, so I've got to tell you something. This is my team, okay, and I stupidly transferred out.
I know your two transfers.
What? Who?
You took out Kieran Trippier, who scored,
and Rashford,
and Marcus Rashford, who scored. I mean, that's football for you, isn't it? I mean, people would go, well, Trippier is about to go to Man City, so it makes sense to take him out, and Rashford's about to play Liverpool. So they make sense, but hindsight, mate, it looks awful, doesn't it?
I mean, this
You
is
didn't do too bad though.
No, this is my team. If you were me, not Ben me, but if you were me, what change would you be making?
Was Ben me the one you brought in for Trippier?
Yeah.
Who let him through?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's unbelievable, isn't it, football?
And I did it based on that goal.
I've
learned, don't just make knee-jerk decisions based on what happened in the last game.
It's difficult, but yeah, I could see your thinking for sure. So you're going to have one free transfer again. That's going to be an interesting one, what you do there. Do you carry it over? Do you bank it? Because I think it looks decent. I mean, Arsenal got a good fixture again. You're not going to take Salah out for the Bournemouth game. You still want to keep Kane in. It's whether you try and upgrade one of your bench options. I'm not sure. But it looks good on paper for the next game, I'd say, mate.
You know what? I may bank it. I may bank it for next time. And look, we need to talk about next week's fixtures too. And as ever, I'm going to do some quick predictions with you, Tommy J.
Yep.
Saints v Man United. Oof.
1-1 draw.
Interesting. Brentford at home to Everton. Another interesting one.
2-0 Brentford.
Like that from you. All interesting games. Brighton v Leeds.
Just because they're away from it. I think Brighton are going to nick it. 2-1.
Okay, Chelsea are at home to Leicester.
2-0 Chelsea.
Okay, Liverpool versus Bournemouth.
Oh, leave the bias at the door. 2-0 Liverpool.
Okay. Palace are away at the Etihad to Manchester City.
2-0 Man City.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that. And Arsenal, London derby, Arsenal versus Fulham.
Okay, 3-1 Arsenal.
3-1. Okay, and on the Sunday we've got 3 games, a couple at 2 o'clock and then a 4:30. First one, Aston Villa v West Ham.
1-1 draw.
Yeah, I can see that. Wolves against Newcastle.
1-0 Newcastle.
Yeah, it's either that or a draw, I think.
Yeah, I feel like it could be a 1-0 either way. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a real tight affair, that one.
And do you reckon Forest can get anything against Spurs?
I don't, but I think they'll make it tight for them, a bit like Wolves did. I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham.
2-1 Spurs. So there we go. That is this week's Premier League show. If you enjoyed it, you can give us a thumbs up. Look, Bournemouth fans, if you're watching expecting Cherry's content, don't you worry, because there's a vlog coming out tomorrow in the Carabao Cup. Of course, Bournemouth are travelling to Norwich. We can't wait. And there's a few Premier League teams involved in the Cup this week as well.
Yeah, just the teams in Europe are not involved yet, are they? So there's a few, yeah, there's got to be a banana skin in there somewhere, isn't there? We probably wouldn't even be a banana skin, weirdly. Us against Norwich is kind of an even game. But yeah, there's a few in there, so be interested to see. But a lot of fringe players playing. And yeah, I always like the first few rounds because you can see a few surprises and stuff.
And in terms of the Premier League sides, is this a chance to play the players that wouldn't usually be playing in the Premier League? Or is this a chance to maybe have a bit of momentum? For instance, Scott Parker, on a Bournemouth point of view, do you think he will make a completely changed 11 or go with a few of his Premier League stalwarts?
I think he will make a complete change. But yeah, I think it's maybe trying out different tactics. It's maybe going to these players, look, you haven't started the first few Premier League games. We've lost the last couple in terms of Bournemouth. Go and show me you deserve a place in the team. And yeah, so it's a big opportunity for them, and for all teams, I think there'll be bits of that, and players that maybe need minutes, and yeah, and all that different stuff. But it's also a good one. You can play players into form and things like that. So yeah, interesting one, and I don't mind it. Nice little break from the Premier League, and let's have a cup run, mate. Why not?
Let's have a cup run. Look, and good luck if your team is in Carabao Cup action this week. But next week, Premier League, we're back to it at the weekend. Looking forward to it, and make sure you drop a like and subscribe to this channel, as this show will be dropping early next week. We appreciate your time. I've been Sam Davis.
I've been Tom Jordan.
Up the cherries, up the Premier League.
Up, cheers.